Welcome to Smalltalk Daily for Thursday, November 20th, 2008. This morning I thought I'd go through the tree view examples, and to find those, let's go to the directories section here of the Parcel Manager. We'll go to Examples, we'll scroll down, and we'll find Tree View Example. So we'll load that. Now, having loaded that, what we'll do next is open a browser, bring that up here into the main view, and with the browser available, we just have to scroll down to the tree view example I just loaded, and here it is. Now you'll find that there's a test node class here, and what this does is it creates a couple of test nodes. If you go to the class side, you'll see in the examples over here, all it does is create some nested arrays, and that gives you some children nodes of objects that you can put in a tree. And the other examples just use the class hierarchy of Smalltalk because, well, that's a tree obviously. Then you've got this tree view example class. If you go to the class side, you find there are a bunch of examples. What I'm going to do is show you an example and then look at the window spec and show you how it worked. Look here, what you've got is a tree view, and it opens up with root, display it, children block. And this is a message that tells you where to start and where to find children. And in this case, all you do is tell it iteratively go through subclasses. So to try that out, let's do it on this. And you'll see here, I've got a tree view. I've got the root object. Now, by default, the root object doesn't have a little plus sign next to it. The rest of them do, though, if they have subclasses. And you can see it works the way you'd expect. Now, if I select this, it shows open, but there's nothing under it because there are no further subclasses. And you can go down and get the same kind of effect. This is the way the standard tree view works. Let's take a look at how that looks. So we're opening this up on the standard window spec. So let's take a look at the window spec, and we'll go over here. It turns out if you select it, you get this option to edit. So let's just hit Edit. Bring this over into View, and this is just a standard tree view, and we'll take a look at the details. Now over here on details, you'll find you've got a bunch of things that are fairly obvious, whether it's bordered, auto select for key navigation, multi-select, whole line selection. Let's go to advanced. You can change item emphasis for the various things in the tree, which means you can change the way they look, whether they're a leaf selector or closed or opened. You can go over here to position, that's the same as normal. The other one you want to look at is items. Here you can change the display string that something looks at for displaying it, you know, when you have the icon and the thing next to it. So when we just did the class example, we saw the class name, I could change that to something else. You can have nothing there, so you just have the icons and nothing else. And you can change it to user defined so that if you have your own image you want to put there, you can do that. And one of the examples I'll go through probably in the next screencast because I don't want to make this too long. I'll show you how to set that up. And then you can set the visibility. And the visibility is when I show a tree, how do I want to show the links between things? Do I want to have child expansion shown, meaning the plus sign? Do I want to have the root expansion shown? Notice by default it says no. And do I want to show lines between things to show the relationship? And again, the default for that is yes. And it turns out you can do in-place editing also. Again, I'll show you this in one of the future screencasts. You can put a method here to do in-place editing to save a new value for a leaf or tree node string selection. Going along here to other properties, notification, validation, same as normal. Drag, drop, you can do that stuff. So that's pretty much it for the basics on trees. As we go through this, I'm going to go through some of the more complicated things you can do with this. And again, I will be using these examples that you load in from the Parcel Manager. So that's pretty much it for today. Until next time, have fun with Smalltalk.